Alright, let's talk about Mr.Beast. Now, if there is anybody that has figured out YouTube and how YouTube works, it's gotta be Mr.Beast. He's cracked the system, he's figured it out, and now he's one of YouTube's biggest creators. And from watching Mr.Beast, there are a few things that I've learned and observed that I think are important to know and some things that can be helpful for us as YouTubers and as creatives. So, these are 3 lessons that I've learned from Mr.Beast. Let's dive into it. Man, first video of 2022. It's gonna be good. The first lesson isn't necessarily something that Mr.Beast talks about, but it's definitely something that I've seen and observed, and I think is a really interesting point. I saw this tweet from Roberto Blake talking about how many subscribers these big creators had when they hit that 100 video mark. It's pretty interesting. Now, apparently within his first 100 videos, Mr.Beast had 730 subscribers. And just for reference, I'm within about 72, 73 videos now, and I'm about at 550 almost, so I'm kind of on par with Mr.Beast, so I guess you can say I'm the next Mr.Beast, maybe? No, I'm totally joking, by the way, but, you know, it puts things into perspective. And 730 subscribers, that's not even really a whole lot to go off of. I mean, you can't even monetize your channel that way with AdSense, so I mean, that's not a lot in retrospect, especially compared to what he has now. So it's a lot, and it's something that to think about is crazy to think that, wow, you know, even within 100 videos, he didn't have that many subscribers. So really the lesson here is that patience is key. The thing to know is that YouTube is this pretty big snowball effect that starts out super, super small and then builds slowly over time the more you post. And the more videos you put in, to think about it this way, each video you post is kind of like a lottery ticket in that sense. And so the more videos you post, the more chances you have of people seeing you and discovering you and potentially sharing your content with other people and growing from there. And again, that snowball continuing to grow. So it's kind of a nice little motivational observation to see that even these big creators, they didn't just get quick overnight like that. You know, it took time. And so, yeah, it's kind of nice to see, but patience is important. So keep posting, keep experimenting. That's lesson number 1. Let's move on to lesson number 2. Alrighty, lesson number 2. The second lesson, and this is something that Mr.Beast has talked about, is how important the title and thumbnail are to a YouTube video. It's incredibly important to understand the kind of relationship between the title and the thumbnail and how those two are kind of married together and how they help each other in that sense. And when you first look at Mr.Beast's thumbnails, well, first, I mean, you could tell they're high quality, but they're not super complicated. They're actually relatively simple. There's not too many elements going on to where you're confused about what's going on. The thumbnail tells the story already of what the video is going to be about. And then the title tells you what it's about. So it kind of gives you already the information you need to know before you even click on it. And the thing to kind of note about the thumbnail and the job of the thumbnail is to get the viewer's attention, right? It's to grab the attention and to get them to potentially click on the video. They're not fully sold on clicking and watching the video yet, but you have their attention for a brief moment. And then the title comes in and gives them the information they need to know about what this video is about. And hopefully YouTube has suggested this video to somebody who, well, they enjoy that type of content and they would find value in this video. And one of the best examples on Mr.Beast's channel, this isn't, you know, his best video. It's done fairly well with 56 million views, obviously, but his Lamborghini video does, I mean, it just does everything you need it to do. The thumbnail, you have a bright green Lamborghini, you have 50 people, and then you're like, wow, what's going on there on that thumbnail? And then you look at the title, last to take hand off Lamborghini keeps it. And this just does everything you need it to do with the bright green Lamborghini, you know, 50 people, you know, you have, it's not complicated, you can see what's going on. The title says last to take hand off Lamborghini keeps it, so you're like, wow, he's gonna give away a Lamborghini, and you know, it shows everything that's needed, it tells the story, and now you're wondering, okay, well, who's gonna get the Lamborghini? So guess what, you click on the video and you watch it, right? So, I mean, it just does everything that you need it to do, and what's great about this is it explains the video so well that you almost don't even need an intro. And that actually leads us into lesson number 3. Alright, so a third lesson that we learn from Mr.Beast is that we want to keep our intros Short, sweet, to the point. If you've ever watched a MrBeast video, he doesn't always intro the video or have a designated intro section of a video, like, let's say, for example, like a Netflix TV series has their little intro sequence, right? MrBeast videos don't necessarily have that. A lot of times when I watch a MrBeast video, I feel like I'm kind of just thrown into the video, but yet he explains things as it's going on, and he will explain the rules initially really quickly within the 10-15 seconds, and then they move on, and then they explain things as the video goes on, and the video is already happening from the moment you click the thumbnail. So for example, his video titled "I Got Hunted by the Military," where he had I think $100,000 in his backpack, and he had military personnel chasing him. He explained that very briefly at the beginning, but he was already running from the military from the start of the video. So he was already running, everything was already going, and then he was explaining, hey, I have this thing set up. Oh yeah, we're gonna go here, and I have this thing set up as he is running from the military. So things are already progressing really quickly. So you're already like, whoa, all right, I guess we're in this the second you click the thumbnail. And that's why, for example, like with this video, I made sure my intro was very quick, explained it fast, and that I was able to get into the points right away so that hopefully you're watching until this point. It's all about the audience retention of that first 20 to 30 seconds, because subconsciously what they are going to be doing is they're making a decision of, is this video worth watching all the way through? And if it's not, they're gonna click away. And if your intro is quick, concise, and easy to understand where the viewer isn't confused, chances are we're gonna stick around for the whole video. And this is just something MrBeast has done really well, and I've heard him talk about this on different podcasts and stuff like that, where he has said, keep your intros short or just cut them out entirely. So that is something to keep in mind when making your videos and scripting them out and planning. All right, well, those are the top 3 lessons that I've learned from MrBeast. Let me know down in the comments below what lesson resonated with you the most. Definitely for me, I think I need to work a little bit better on my intros and making those a little bit shorter. But maybe you need a little more patience. Maybe you need to work on the title and thumbnail more. Let me know down in the comments below what resonated with you the most. But with that, please do be sure to hit the like, subscribe button, all that good stuff. And as always, I will be sure to see you in the next one.